test, test. Testing. Test, test, test. Zoom recording, and we're going to come onto our mats. We're going to start today in a hero's pose, Virasana. If you have something to sit on, a big old bolster, blocks, maybe couch cushions, pillows, you're welcome to come with the knees wide, or you can come with the knees narrow, or if you don't like Virasana and it's going to be too distracting as a centering shape, then ditch it and come on down to a Sukhasana. Seated position. So we're going to start seated. All right. Use whatever you'd like to help bolster the hips. And again, my name is Erin. For anyone new practicing with me, I welcome you. I'm so delighted that you're here. We've got some people from afar all over the country. So I'm glad. Actually, I think you're both in North Carolina. I remember Kristen's sister, I think, is down south, I think. Hopefully I got that right. All right, so we're just going to arrive here, right where we are, in this space that you've carved out for yourself for practice. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. If the eyes have not already closed, please bring them to rest, gently blanketing the eyeballs. Or if you'd rather keep the eyes open, invite the gaze to softly drift down the nose to a spot that's unmoving. And then arrive in your body. Taking time and care to scan the body. As your mind drifts across any parts of the body that are feeling sore or injured or healing from an injury, just acknowledge those spaces with compassionate breath. And be sure to be gentle in those spaces as you practice today. And likewise, as you scan the body and you come across any part of the body that feels really strong, just really at ease, celebrate that. That is quite a gift. As you continue to root the sit bones down onto the surface, whatever you've chosen to support yourself, see if you can invite a little bit more lift into the spine, creating some space between the vertebrae, finding a tall, very confident posture that does not welcome any kind of stiffness. You're still at ease, but you're just lifting. Soften the shoulders down away from the ears. And we're going to notice the breath. And as you begin to come into that awareness, I'm going to read you a passage from Meditations from the Mat, beautiful book by Rolf Gates. This is what he says about the breath. When we bring our attention to the breath, we are changing planes, moving from one level of existence to another. Our suffering is largely due to our imagined relationship to the past or to the future. The breath, however, is a doorway to the present. Not only are we gaining significant and well-documented health benefits by paying attention to our breathing, we are also consciously leaving an imagined world and entering the real. It's powerful. It's real. It's the opportunity you've been waiting for. Rolf Gates. So I love to think of the breath as the greatest mindfulness coach you will ever have, because the breath is always with you. The breath is always present, and the breath is always happening right now. So it forces you to be alive in this moment rather than to ruminate in the past or forecast the future. The breath says, hey, here we are. We are alive. We are moving. So what do you notice about your own breath today? Without any judgment, just notice what is present. How is the breath showing up in your body? Can you begin to find more richness in the breath? Can you take time to inhale a little deeper, filling up into the chest cavity and the belly? And as you exhale, let it all go. Take your time, ensuring that you've let every drop out. There's nothing left. So the next breath is entirely fresh and new. And that's really exciting to your physical body. And when we establish these mindful breaths, this full, deep, rich inhale, which oxygenates all the cells of the body, and the full, deep exhale, which releases any toxins, it washes out anything you've been hanging on to, and invites you into the next fresh breath. When we do that consciously, then unconsciously, our breath habits become a little bit more fulfilling to the body as well. So consciously harness control of breath. And the breath is going to be your tool to help you navigate any challenges on or off the mat. It will help you get your mind out of your head and become present in your body. So take a few more deep, rich breaths, finding that peak all the way to the top, feeling fullness, and all the way to the bottom, letting it go. And then start to rub your palms together, generating some warmth. And place those hands right on top of your heart. Maybe you feel the beating heart. Another sign of vitality in this moment. Maybe you're just connecting to the warmth that emanates from your center of love, kindness, compassion, and gratitude. And use that energy to inspire your intention for today's practice. Say it over and over in your mind. If it helps you to feel more committed to it, you can say it out loud. You can even type it in the chat box so the whole world can see. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more big inhale. And release. Beautiful. We're going to come up onto our knees from here. If kneeling is not in your skill set today, for whatever reason, you're welcome to come to a seated position. If you'd like to invite anything to bring some soft padding under the knees, that's also welcomed. A little blanket or maybe a towel. And we're going to inhale, lift the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky, and open up through the heart. So draw your biceps past your ears. And as you exhale, round the spine and start to press the palms down toward the earth. Inhale, lift back up, open the heart, keep the shoulders low away from the ears. And exhale, press forward and down, finding that articulation in the spine. 2 more, moving with breath. Nice. Inhale and exhale. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Beautiful. As you inhale, reach back up to the sky, press the palms up, and then crescent over to your left. Opening up through the right side body. Keep drawing the arms back beyond the ears. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. Inhale through center. Just take a moment to find neutral in the spine. And then we'll take that lateral flexion over toward the right side, opening the left side body. Breathe in. Breathe out. Nice. Come back into center. From that kneeling position, your hands can release down. Step your right foot out in front of you, finding a low lunge. And we're going to take a twist. So you're going to bring your left hand to the outer edge of the right knee. And your right hand is going to root right on your sacrum to remind you to keep the hips level and stable rather than rotating in hips. So squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes, and start to rotate through the spine over to the right. So every rotation actually begins with extension. So as you inhale, lifting the crown of the head, and as you exhale, find more space to twist. Gaze over the right shoulder. One more big breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. Come back into center, then shift back, finding a half split. If you have blocks and you'd like to practice with them, this is a good place to put them surrounding your foot or your ankle to bring the earth closer to you so we're not collapsing in the upper body. Keep drawing the toes back toward the knee, breathing life and love into the right leg. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more breath. And then plant the palms down in a tabletop position. Lift that right leg and make really big circles with that right hip. Unleashing potential here. Our ball and socket joints can move in a full 360 direction, but we tend to only utilize about, 2/3 of its range of motion. So just really get in there. Notice what it can do. And then come back into kneeling position. Inhale, reach up, open up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Step forward with your left foot. And then your right hand outside the left knee. Left hand to your sacrum. Extend, lifting up through the axis on the inhale. And twist on the exhale. So feel the lower abs drawing in. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath. Beautiful. Come back into center, shift back, finding your half split. And when you do this, you can sit all the way down onto that right heel if you like, or you can stay lifted. You can even take a fuller expression of your Hanumanasana if you want to slide that left foot forward and go for a full split. Don't lose connection with that breath. One more full breath. Nice. Root the palms down. Send that left leg back behind you. Big circles into the left hip. Really find space here, moving in every direction. Beautiful. Come back into table position. Curl the toes under. Start to hover the knees about 4 inches from the mat. You want to start to build a little heat in those thighs. So as you inhale, just shift forward. And as you exhale, shift back, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. You feel the belly start to build some heat as well. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale, right into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Pedal out the heels. Make some movement in the body, however it feels comfortable for you. It's nice to see everyone. I'm just coming up to see who joined us. Thank you for being here with us. Nice. From your downward facing dog, shift forward, shoulders over the wrists, and then lower all the way down to the earth, chaturanga. So keep your elbows tight to the ribs for right now, and make some big circles in your shoulders. So draw them up toward the ears, and then slide them down and back. Take one more big breath, moving into those shoulders. Beautiful. Then spread the arms nice and wide. Tent up onto your spider fingers. Bend your elbows. And as you inhale, press the heart up, peel the shoulders back and down. And exhale, dip the right shoulder toward the left, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, peel the heart back up. Exhale, turn to the right, dipping the left shoulder down. And do that a few more times. Let your breath guide you. Really looking to stretch through the shoulders and the upper back here. One more on each side. Nice. Beautiful. We're going to come right back into our cobra shape. So palms root down next to the ribs. Draw the elbows in and maybe start to press the earth away, either bending into the elbows or straightening the elbows if that feels okay in your back. Feel the heart pressing forward. Take another breath. And as you exhale, curl the toes, press into the earth, and lift into your downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe in. Breathe out. Staying present for yourself with that breath journey. If at any time during the practice you notice getting distracted by thoughts or noises or something beyond yourself, let the breath bring you back. Remember, it's always there for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look to the front of the mat. Step your feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms connect overhead. Then exhale, dive back down. Let your heart lead you into that fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins, and fold. Let's do that once more. Inhale, press into the earth. Rise all the way up. Reach up. Then let your heart dive back down to the earth. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back to high plank. With the knees up or down, lower chaturanga. That's your low push-up. Then press the earth away, rise through that heart, cobra, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. One more inhale. And let it go. Look to the front of the mat, step or maybe hop this time, knees bend. Just take a little leap of faith there. And then rise all the way to standing. Exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, step back to high plank. Lower down with control. Maybe you hover here and press the earth away, upward facing dog with the hips and the thighs lifted. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. And let it go. Look to the front of the mat, feet to hands, however you'd like to arrive. Rise all the way up. Bring the hands to the heart. Step your left foot back, come into a high crescent lunge. Just take a little time here to bounce. Yes. Bring a little buoyancy into the shape so that the joints have a chance to find some softness. And then once you settle, really engage into those hip flexors. Feel the glutes fire up. Feel the extension right here in that left side hip. Take a big breath in. Reach the fingertips forward and twist to the right. So draw those thumb knuckles right into the sternum, keeping the palms together or maybe extending the arms open. If this is too much for you, you can stay in a high twist, or you can take your hand on your knee again and your right hand on your sacrum. Take a big breath in. Full breath out. One more breath. And release. We're going to bring the hands to frame the right foot here. Drop the left knee for just a moment. Untuck the toes and see if you can press into the top of the left foot. This is a really deep psoas stretch for that left side. Just notice my alignment is a little wonky. This can be intense. If it's too much, drop the knee. Just give one more big stretch, squeezing the muscles to the bones on that left side to support the stretch. Take one more big breath. And then release the knee, untuck the toe, step the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to the heart. On the next breath, right foot steps back, high crescent lunge. So notice where you're rooting. Notice the stability right in the pelvis. Bounce a little bit. Ideally, you want your left knee stacked over the ankle or before the ankle. Too much stress on the knee if you're beyond the ankle. And then bring the hands to the heart, reach forward, twist to the left. Hook the right elbow. And again, we're not looking for any rotation through the hips here. So where can you find that stability? Where can you invite length? Opening the arms if you like, or keeping them right at the heart center with the thumbs. Beautiful. One more big breath in. Full breath out. We're going to unwind the twist, bring the hands to the earth, bring the right knee down, untuck the toes, and then press into the top of the right foot. So notice you can even lift the arms to make it more intense. We're getting a deep psoas stretch on the right side here. Breathe into it. Your psoas muscle is so important for stabilizing your torso. We use it for almost everything. Take another big breath. Beautiful. Untuck the toe, or drop the knee, tuck the toe, step forward, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, maybe hop back, maybe bend those knees and just shoot them back. Landing with bent elbows right in your chaturanga. Inhale, press the earth away, lift the heart. Back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let your breath go. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. On the inhale, right leg rises. Bend the knee, find a little opening into the hip here. And maybe it means making those big circles into the right side hip again. As you do this, try to keep the weight even between the palms. One more big breath. And as you exhale, draw the right knee toward the right elbow. Hover here for a moment. Then inhale, send it back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Rounding the upper back here, press the earth away. Fire up through those core muscles. And then step the right foot down between the hands, rise back up, high crescent lunge. From high crescent, we're gonna come into warrior two. So we're gonna I always say peel, melt your left heel down so that you're arranging your feet so that the heels are in line with one another, but the feet are perpendicular. Feel the hips spiral open. Drop down through the tailbone, lift up through the crown of the head. Nice. And then when you're feeling open and ready, start to stretch the arms out. This is where we acknowledge that there was a past, and we acknowledge that there's a future. But notice where the breath is. It's right here in the present, right here in the now. Take a big breath in. Let a big breath go. Flip the palm up and overhead, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, extended side angle, just dancing for a few breaths here. Inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, extend it. Stay low in that lunge. Breathe into this movement. Beautiful. So this time we're going to inhale, reverse the warrior. And as we exhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot, right away standing split. So lifting the left leg high to the sky, driven by the heel. So no rotation into that hip. Maybe your hands come to bind on the standing ankle, or you plant the palms down to do some little kick-ups if you like. Knee to nose. Take another breath. And then as you inhale, we're going to slowly press into that right foot, bringing that left knee up. And we're going to go for that twist again. Right hand on the edge of the knee, press knee into hand. And what hand is this? Left hand on your sacrum to stabilize the hips. Then twist to the left. So we're still encouraging length and then rotation. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more breath. Beautiful. Come back into center. Maybe a whoo sound effects. Bring the foot down, Tadasana at the top of the mat. Taking a moment to scan the body again. Notice what is present. Take a big breath in, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift to a flat back. Plant the hands, step or hop, making your journey back to downward facing dog, using the breath, riding the wave of the breath. Not rushing the inhale or the exhale, taking your time. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. On the next inhale, left leg rises right to the sky, three-legged dog. And then bend the knee, start to rotate, open through the hip now. So we're rotating through the hip, but we're trying not to twist in the upper spine or the shoulders, just leaving it low, maybe making big circles into the left side. Whatever feels good. And then come back to three-legged dog. And as you exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Knee to nose, round the spine, press the earth away. Feel that cat in your upper back here. And then step the left foot between the hands. Rise up to your high crescent lunge. From here, we're going to come into our warrior two. So your your right heel now spins down, opening up the space through the hips. Take your time to feel grounded. Take your time to adjust the pelvis so it's in neutral. And then start to acknowledge your life of the past, the life yet to come, and then arrive in this present moment with your breath. Beautiful. And then let's dance. Flip that left palm up. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, lift up. exhale, reverse. We're not collapsing when we reverse or extend. We're staying long in both sides of the body, breathing into those spaces with love, compassion, patience. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot. Right away, standing split. Raising the right heel to the sky. Drawing the nose toward the knee. Maybe the palms are down. Maybe you're kicking up into a handstand. I'm going to come see what y'all are doing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Drop that right hip just a little bit. Yes, nice adjustment. I see you, Hudson, you're funny. All right, take one more big breath. And then we're rising here, so find your balance, trust yourself, coming up into a stork, right knee up towards your chest, left hand on the edge of the right knee, right hand on the sacrum, take your twist. Beautiful. One more big breath in. Full twist out. And inhale back to center. Woo! Sound effects are always appreciated. Come right on back. Even though I can't hear you, I see your lips moving. I can tell you're in the spirit. Big inhale and fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, float or step or hop, however you'd like to travel. Have some fun. It doesn't have to be the same every time. Shake up your habits, try something new and different. Excite your mind with the possibility of creativity and playfulness. Big breath in, full breath out. Look to the front of the mat. We're gonna hop so that the feet land outside of the pinky fingers, coming into your malasana, your garland squat here. Again, if this is not true for you right now, if this doesn't feel right in the body, or if this evokes pain, then come on down and take your butterfly shape. Otherwise, maybe you just adjust the stance a little bit, move a little bit. You don't have to be still, right? Get funky and primal with it. And then if you want to settle, you can settle. And you draw the elbows to the knees and maybe make fists, pressing the knuckles together. That helps lift up through the chest, lengthen into the spine while the tailbone sinks. And you breathe all kinds of love into those hips that we're opening right here. If you'd like to take a twist, we're going to let that left arm float in front of the left shin, and the right arm goes up to the sky. Take one more breath. And as you exhale, come back to center to neutralize the spine for just a breath. And then reach the right arm in front of the right shin, left arm up to the sky. One more breath. Beautiful. Back into center. Press the palms down into the earth and slowly lift the hips up to the sky. Taking a wide-legged fold here, not super wide. Your feet are about hugging the mat. So just not as wide as a full wide-legged forward fold, but wide enough. Maybe you shift from side to side, whatever feels right to you. Shaking the head out and just enjoying the benefits of this inversion. Take another breath. And then step the feet back, coming into a high plank. From a high plank, we're going to lower down chaturanga. Float the heart open. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Nice. Beautiful. Breath in. Breath out. On the inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee to right elbow as you hover shoulders over wrists. Inhale, send that leg back up. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding in the spine. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Extend the leg, fallen triangle. So peel the left arm up. Press that earth away. Breathe into the body. Your body really needs it right here. Helps you overcome challenges. Release the left hand down, right leg back up to the sky. This time as you open it, maybe you flip your dog. Do it with caution, care, and control. And as you come into your dog, make sure you rotate the ankles so the feet are parallel, driving the energy evenly into both heels. Lift up. Feel the body expanding with the breath. And then we're gonna flip back over, look where you're going, hand, hip, and leg. And then step the right foot outside of the right pinky. Release your left knee, coming into your lizard. So again, if you have a bolster, comes in handy to bring the earth closer to you so you can really focus on opening up the right hip. You can also come just right on down to the earth on the forearms or stay up on your palms. If your wrists start to hurt, you can make fists, drive your knuckles down. You can also come to the outer edge of the right foot and start to press the left knee away. You can also add a twist and a bind, drawing attention to that left hip flexor once again, that psoas muscle, as you draw the heel towards your sit bone. So take 4 more slow, luscious breaths here. Last big breath. Beautiful. Start to retract hips toward heels, child's pose. Maybe the knees come nice and wide so we can hinge at the hips. Bend into those hips. Flex into the hips. Connecting here with the inner wisdom through the ajna. Feeling your ajna root down into the earth. Maybe move the head a little bit side to side. Empowering that inner insight and wisdom that truly serves as your best guide as you practice. It helps to teach you what feels right and what doesn't feel so right. Maybe coming back to your intention here, letting it fill your mind, body, and soul, just repeating it a few times. Take one more breath. Let it all go. Taking your time, start to arrive back in your downward facing dog. When you're ready, left heel rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw left knee to left elbow with control. Inhale, back up to three-legged. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Extend the leg out, peel the right arm up. Fallen triangle, so defying gravity here. That requires a lot of breath. Beautiful, one more big breath. And release the right hand down, left leg back up to the sky, open the hip. Maybe flip your dog if you like to flip. Be mindful of any props or furniture around you. Rotate those feet so they're parallel. Lift the heart and the hips up to the sky. One more big breath. Beautiful. Come back, look where you're going. So eyes, then hand, then hips, then leg. And then step the left foot outside of the left pinky, preparing for your version of a lizard. So whatever you'd like to do here, and this is a new side, so treat it as such, right? What does this side need? What does this side want? Maybe you do something entirely different. Or maybe you do the same. Take what you need and breathe into it. So you're arriving to your choice with purpose, with that full attention and the energy of the breath. Two more breaths. And invite that left knee back. Another child's pose. Maybe the hands come through the legs this time. The knees are wide. Just giving the wrists a little break. You can even tap the backs of the hands and the wrists onto the earth. Take one more big breath here. And from here, we're going to come back into that kneeling shape. And we're going to start to arrive into our favorite shape of all times. Sort of sad that you're muted because I love to hear your voices, but sort of excited at the same time because we're going to do a frog pose. And every time I cue it, there's always a, you always hear groans and moans. But your body really loves it. So if you want to bring, again, a bolster into this, you're welcome to, or a pillow of sorts. So our frog is, again, really getting into unleashing the tension that we store in our hips. And you're ready for it because we've been preparing for it. So the way it works is from your table position, start to just let the knees spread apart as wide as you're comfortable making them. You could make it less intense on the hips by bringing the heel, flexing the feet, bringing the heels closer together. More intense by sliding the toes away from each other. All right. And you then, once you've found your shape, start to press back a little bit, kind of like when you retract back into a child's pose. And then you can make it a little bit more gentle, like I said, by sliding a bolster or something underneath you. This would be more of a restorative frog. And there's nothing wrong with taking a restorative shape right now. Or you can stay up in your palms, or if it feels good to come all the way down onto your forearms. And much like in a yin practice, there are 3 stages to this one. One is welcome the sensation, greet your edge with an open mind, with the energy of yes. Step 2 is once you've found your edge, and your edge is where you notice the sensation, and maybe you're even in a space of discomfort, but not pain. If you're in pain, we need to come out of it and make it more gentle. But you greet that discomfort, allow it to be there. Step 2 is just bring the body to stillness. Bring the mind into stillness, accepting the shape as it is. And step 3 is give it some time for the work to be done. All you have to do is breathe. In that exact moment when your mind starts to tell you stories about how you need to get out of this, or you want to be fidgety and restless, that's the exact moment that your mindfulness coach, your breath, kicks in and says, I got you, just breathe. When we greet challenges, whether mental, emotional, physical, what have you, our breath changes and it becomes a little more shallow because our stress mechanisms are activated. So when we consciously control the breath in those moments and say, hey, I'm going to breathe deeper into the now, the body softens and that challenge becomes a little bit more exciting and less filled with suffering. So take 5 more breaths here. Be present for each breath. You guys are awesome. Beautiful. From here, we're going to start to press back up to palms. Remove any bolsters out of the way. Bring the knees back toward one another very gingerly, very, very gingerly. And then we're going to take another stretch into the hips, but bringing sort of the oppositional energy. So from here, extend your right leg behind you. Draw your right knee behind your left knee. And then we're going to sit back onto our booties, coming into our cafes pose. If you love yin, you'll love a shoelace pose. So you can, again, make it more gentle by having the heels closer to your hips, or you can make it more intense by sliding the shins to be parallel with the top edge of the mat. All right. So if this is not working for you, you can always bring something to connect your left knee to your right leg. Just make it work for you. Butterfly pose is always an option too. And we'll go ahead and take the full cow face arms also, Gomukhasana. So lift your left arm up, bend the arm and press the elbow beyond the ear so that the fingertips find their way to the center of the back. And then your right arm will come up from underneath, looking for a bind on with the fingers. And maybe it's there, maybe it's not. It doesn't have to happen. It's just, we're just reaching. Maybe you grab onto your shirt and you take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, start to hinge at the hips, bowing down towards your thigh. And again, just stay present. Welcome the discomfort. Breathe into it. Find stillness. That's your patience. And give it some time. That is your trust. Three more breaths. Beautiful. Slowly start to lift the spine again. Very gently unleash the arms. Do your little swimmy. Finding the range of motion in the shoulders if they got stiff. And then we're going to press back into that kneeling position. So get there however you want to get there. Uncross the legs and just let the hips sway from side to side. And then we'll take that on the other side. So extend your left leg long. Draw the left knee behind the right knee. And then sit on back. Gomukhasana. Yes, this is an intense one. No joke. So again, feel free to use something to connect the knees. Make it as intense as you'd like or more as gentle as you'd like, whatever it is you need right now. And then this time, right arm lifts up, bend the elbow, guide the fingertips between the shoulder blades. You got it. And that left arm comes up from underneath and looks for a bind. And maybe you bound on one side and you can't on this side, or maybe the other side you didn't reach and all of a sudden you're like, yippee, look, I did it. You know, just the goal is just to feel sensation. It's not to land with a bind. We're not here to please the ego or to satisfy any expectation. We're just noticing where we are. So sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips. Take it right to your edge. And maybe your edge changes the more you stay here, the more you breathe into it. Three more deep breaths. Beautiful. Rise back up. Release the bind again, real gingerly. Just swim. You could tell I was never much of a swimmer. I don't think this really looks like any stroke. It just feels good to move in my shoulder girdle. All right, and then we're going to extend the legs out in front of us. Just give them a little shake. Your hips did a lot of work today, so breathe some gratitude into those hips. Maybe give them some love taps. And then when you're ready, come on down to your back. Step the feet out nice and wide and let the knees tick-tock in and out, side to side. Beautiful. Draw the knees in toward the chest. Make some big circles into the hips. Like you're drawing circles on the ceiling with the knees. And then maybe join me in a nice relaxing legs up the wall for just a few moments, just to help bring a little attention to the lymphatic fluid as we want it to circulate through the legs and the hips, helping to destroy and carry toxins away from our cells to help us feel healthy. This is a good immunity boosting shape. It's also a really nice way to quiet the stress in the body. You really feel connected through the grounding, through the back, the shoulders, the hips. And we feel connected to the infinite abundance of the universe as the legs press up toward the sky. That's really what your breath is. Your breath is grounding and abundant at the same time. Take about 3 more breaths. And taking your time any way you'd like, lower the legs down to the earth. Reach the arms overhead. Find a full body stretch, really invigorating every cell with one more deep breath. And as you let it go, feel yourself melt into the earth in your final resting shape of Shavasana. And I will wake you up in a few moments with another reading, but for now, just enjoy being. Our breath is constantly rising and falling, ebbing and flowing, entering and leaving our bodies. Full body breath is an extraordinary symphony of both powerful and subtle movements that massage our internal organs, oscillate our joints, and alternately tone and release all the muscles in the body. It is a full participation in life. Dana Farhi. Bring awareness back into your breath. Feel it coming and going. And give thanks for the breath itself, for the way it guides your attention into what's happening right now. Then start to move the body in a way that welcomes the energy back to awaken through the physical structure. And then draw your knees into your chest, giving yourself thanks for carving out time for the practice and committing to this mindful movement. Roll over to one side into the position of new beginnings, noticing the reawakening, the refreshment. And then make your way into a seated position, rooting down through the sit bones once again, lifting the palms together at the heart. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. One more big breath in, inviting your intention back into your mind and your heart. Share it with the world. Thank you so much for practicing with us here today with Ease Yoga Cafe, with me, Erin. I am delighted to see all of you, and I feel your energy. I'm grateful for you. Know that the love and the light in me truly honors the love and the light shining brightly in each of you. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is just one of many free classes that we have going on with Ease Yoga each day, in addition to some really fun workshops. Jafar, who is an incredibly talented teacher in the area, is leading a May the 4th Be With You yoga, Star Wars yoga tomorrow. So if you enjoy Star Wars and yoga, show up, because he'll be there to guide you in that practice. And you can find that and all of the free links to classes on easeyogacafe.com. If you feel compelled to donate, if you're able, there's also a donation link, but we don't expect anything of you. We're just so grateful that you arrive and practice with us. So thank you, thank you. If there's anything you want to say, you're welcome to unmute yourself. I'll stick around